What's going on, you guys? Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. So I hope you had nice weekends wherever you are on planet Earth. I hope you managed to get some sun. Whatever you've been doing, I hope you've managed to enjoy it. It's such an important part of being in crypto, I think, is able to put the charts down on a Friday, go out, enjoy your weekend, invigorate yourself in the real world, and prepare yourself for what could be an extraordinary week each and every Monday. We really don't know what crypto is going to bring in the future, but what we do know here in the Lunar Classic community is burning is very, very strong at the moment, and it's something that's really beginning to captivate me in this weird, strange way again. Now, I was very captivated with burning at the beginning of the Lunar Classic journey, and it was really something that we were all bound to. We were all clinging to this burn, this initiative, this idea that we could chomp through the overall existing supply of Lunar Classic. And over time, we've also been chomping at the USTC supply. This has seen some huge hits recently, and I mean huge hits. Something that's been quite underrated in the past was that substantial burn that came through the shuttle bridge. Now, with a burn as substantial as this, there's going to be a lot of power behind it. We need to understand that when you burn a substantial amount of any supply, there's going to be some kind of effect, an adverse effect, a positive effect, but we have to wait. It's going to be something that happens over time. There's a lot of evidence to support the idea that burning on larger scales really affects the price of a coin in the long run. Shiba Inu really proves that this is possible. So what I'm doing here is I've got the LUNC burn metrics website up, and I'm trying to use other third-party tools, other kind of dApps that are available, and I'm trying to show you guys that there are a lot more things out there than LUNCDash. And I know that a lot of the stuff I push LUNCDash, and that's because it's pretty simple. No one, I repeat, no one is going to go out and fight LUNCDash's corner. No one is going to battle its way forward. It's always going to be down to me. But in the future, I am going to be using different websites like LUNC burn metrics, validator info, stake bin. These are all very good websites. I'll leave links to this in the description for you guys so you can go and check these out. Now, if we're looking at the past 7 days, we can see around 1 billion LUNC being burnt. We've got a total of around 397 billion LUNC in total being torched. Again, we look at this as the number 397, when really it's over 250,000 LUNC. We're pushing towards 500 billion LUNC being burnt in total. It says here on the right hand side, the circulating supply is around 6.5 trillion, but realistically, we've got to minus out that 1 trillion that's held in stake. So really, we're doing very well in regards to our supply. There's been a drastic amount of coins removed because we are sitting at around 5.5 trillion. Now, going forward, what I want to do here is go back, and I want everybody to focus on this tweet from CZ Binance. This was such an important tweet. I often get asked what the next hot thing in crypto. Frankly, I don't know. I try to help with as many projects as possible and see where they take us. We don't predict the trends, we follow them and try to contribute. What do you think the next hot thing in crypto will be? This in itself is a very powerful statement because it could have been managed in many different ways. It could have been sculpted with a lot of different words, but it wasn't. It was done in this very kind of burn-based manner. And what I'm starting to think is there's some kind of unusual burning going on in the background. There's a pattern that's starting to form throughout different chart systems that are available. So what we're going to do here is flick now over to stake bin. And as you can see here, we've got a timeline. It's set on the day view, and we can see we've got these nice red candles coming in. We can see that Binance themselves are burning on the first of every month, attributing to some rather substantial burns. But what we're actually seeing is just before this or just after this, and this has happened previously and has been happening with many different wallets, is these strange rogue burns coming in. We've got just about 1 billion being burned here around the 27th of November. Again, seeing that Binance burn coming in around the 1st of January. If we then look forward to around the 10th of January, you guessed it, we've seen another 708 million LUNC just randomly come in to burn. And people are saying, who's burning these coins? And it's such a good question, because ask yourself or ask any of your friends, are you going to go and burn 700 million of your LUNC tokens? I don't think so. Is a whale going to burn 708 million of his precious LUNC tokens? I don't think so, guys. But what if we've been doing so much burning? What if we've been removing so many coins by getting at the Anchor and Mirror assets, which were almost, I think, like 1.4 billion USTC in total that has been burned? We're now in a situation where everybody wants to talk about the LFG assets, and everybody now wants to burn these 1.383 billion USTC. They want to get at those other 8 wallets. And if we are to say to ourselves, well, we're kind of leading the way, we're kind of showing someone like CZ or someone like Binance where we're aiming to go and what we are aiming to do. And maybe Binance is starting to bleed some of their supply out into the burn pool. Maybe we're beginning to see more of these unusual burns that we saw at the beginning of this channel's life cycle, when I was very, very interwoven into the idea that Binance were going to eventually burn, and that a lot of these burns that were happening in the background made absolutely zero sense. I think 2025 is going to be heavily integrated into the burn initiative, the idea of reducing the overall amount of coins. And like I keep saying to everybody, if somebody can figure out how to weaponize the entire community and enable them to stake a claim, to be able to build, deploy, develop anything, right? They're going to attract more people. Those people are going to do the same things we've already done, plus more. They're probably going to chase burns. They're going to bring more users in. Binance is going to see that we are leading the way. We are setting a trend for them to follow. And if we are to look at previous trends that we've set with our burn initiatives, well, Binance have followed. How many times have we heard from so many different people, what do you think? Binance is just going to start burning coins for you, huh? Well, yeah, buddy, they did start burning coins, and they continue to burn coins. And we, as a blockchain, are very, very lucky when it comes down to it. We must use and utilize these initiatives that are put in front of us. But more importantly, we need to pay attention to what CZ Binance is saying. To me, this is a clear indication. It's a clear-cut message that we must do something to push the chain forward. We must create new narratives. We must create new trends for us to follow. And remember the word trend there. It's such an important point, because when we go in and we look at the LUNC price chart, I keep saying to everybody about this all-important trend line that's forming. And again, he's saying about trends, following trends, trend lines, burning, what's hot, what's not. We'll follow you. If you do, we might do. It's a very unusual thing. But again, going back to the price chart, looking at the overall situation, you guessed it, suddenly Luna Classic is forming a trend line. And the only time we formed a trend line like this was back in 2024, from April 13th to around the 5th of June 2024. That's the last time we set a trend line. So in itself, we know CZ is very interwoven into the Luna Classic ecosystem, many times directly communicating with us in different spaces, answering questions. Even Richard Teng stating in the next space they would continue the support for Terra Luna Classic. Guys, we must lead this trend. We must lead the next initiatives, and we must be the positivity that we would like to see. But aside that, guys, let me know how your weekends have been. Let me know what you want to see covered on the channel. Working on some other burn stuff. We've got some other news to go over with you. It's going to be a busy few weeks here in Luna Classic. And for those of you who are really wondering what the next big steps are here for us at HCC, it's going to be LUNCDash V3, which is amazing. That's being launched very soon. And within 2 months, Project Remedy will go live. It is a 2-part solution, and I really do think it's going to change the very basis of our blockchain. Guys, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Shoo!